Octopath Traveler is rated T for teen. Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Octopath Traveler. In the last episode, we had gone to the Sunlands and the Highlands to take care of some of the quests, or side stories I should say, in the second area towns, Stoneguard and Wellspring, but then also we stopped by in Cobblestone to take care of one there as well. So we're taking care of we're cleaning up some of the leftover quests. Anyway, today we're going to be going into the Riverlands and the Cliftlands to take care of some of the side stories there. So we have 4 in both regions. The first 4 of the Riverlands are all here in and around Saintsbridge. One of them is in like one of the traverses, but they are all here. I believe the first one should be over here. First, I will steal from him. Olive of life, olive of life, olive of life. Very good. I've been watching this river for a while now, and I'm sure the water is rising. What if it doesn't stop rising? It could burst the banks. Why isn't anyone doing anything? Alright, very cool. Do you have anything to say? A man who worries over anything and everything. His fears include, but are not limited to, disgruntled neighbors, gangs of roving bandits, hordes of ravenous monsters, various natural disasters, and otherworldly beings dwelling deep within the earth. Whether or not it will rain on the morrow, the ephemeral nature of existence, that sinister-looking kid surely plotting to kill him. So he is very, very, paranoid. But anyway, we need to figure out if the water banks are rising, and in order to complete this quest, we need to go to the East Saintsbridge Traverse, which is fortunately right here. Very convenient. Oh, these are a bunch of new enemies. Well, they're probably not super strong, except for the stupid axolotl salamander thing. My turn. You guys are weak to ice, aren't they? That they are.
Well then.
We could use maybe Night Ode.
Bring your shade.
Yeah, these guys really aren't worth much. Alright, if we come down here and we talk to this guy, the Assiduous Scholar, I'm investigating the climate and natural features of this most interesting continent. As part of my studies, I record the water level of the river. So we come here, he might have some information for us because he does measure the water level, so he might be useful to us. This scholar, who has conducted various studies throughout the land, has seen many dreadful things. What terrifies him most, however, are natural disasters man is powerless to prevent, and this fear has driven him to consider ways in which humanity might survive these calamities. So we get early ice thawing, so we can actually return to the Worrywart to get that, to complete that quest. Before we go on, I'm gonna just stop here because there's another quest out here that we need to take care of, so I'm just gonna grab it right now, because, you know, it's just easier to do it. This poor soul was washed up by the river, but no one knows who he is. There's a large mole on the back of his hand, but nothing else to identify him by. I warned he was set up upon robbers upriver and tossed in after all his worldly goods were taken. It's a crying shame, if you ask me. At the least, I'd like to give him a proper burial. And so begins the tale of a corpse with no name. Take the sprightly bracelet, inquire about him. Man who enjoys fishing as well as simply watching the flowing waters of the river. Though he hardly ever catches anything, on the rare occasion he does, the size of the fish tends to be rather impressive. So we get a hidden item somewhere in the world. But we are going to return to Saintsbridge to tell the Worrywart that the reason why the river is rising is because the ice is thawing a bit earlier than usual, and as a result, the water level is higher, as you might guess. Although we get a ice soul stone that's right there. I don't think that was there before. Alright, we figured out why. There's another crazy person who's just as paranoid as you. I see. The snows are melting earlier than past years, which accounts for the rise in water level. But they'll soon subside and all will be back to how it was. Well, that's scholars for you. Wiser and more learned than the likes of me, to be sure. I'd fair convince myself the river was about to spill its banks and sweep the whole town away. See, the river did flood once, when I was just a wee boy. Why, I almost drowned. I would have died, but for fate or blind luck. That's why I always fret so about the river. Still no worries now, huh? Your scholar friends put the matter to rest. Alright, so that's a pretty easy quest to take care of, so ends the story of the Worrywart. The alternative... Okay, so now we can go to the, Corpse with No Name, because that has an alternate method. The Worrywart, that's the only thing you have to do. So the Worrywart, or... Bleh, the Corpse with No Name, we get that in each East Saintsbridge Traverse. But there are 2 completion methods for the Corpse with No Name. And what I consider to be the better of the 2, we need to go to Victor's Hollow. And in Victor's Hollow, there should be a woman somewhere. I know, very descriptive.
Excuse?
Nope, that's not you. I forget who it is. Maybe I think it's this woman. My husband stepped out of the house for a spell, but never came back. He has a large mole on the back of his hand. If you see such a man, please tell him to come home. Mole on the back of his hand. It's very curious, isn't it? I feel like we've heard that before. A woman of Victor's Hollow, she once worked as a dancer in the Sunlands until she eloped with her husband. Though the 2 were never blessed with children, they enjoy a quiet life looking after their flower garden. Oh, and they're never going to have children, are they? So we need to guide this woman, and we need to head back to the East Saintsbridge Traverse to bring her to her husband's corpse. We think. We assume. I mean, how many people have moles on the back of their hands? Alright, honey, I'm sorry to be the bearer of bad news. Is that... You know this person, milady? Because he washed ashore with nothing to say who he was. Would you be so good as to look at his face, just to be sure? It's probably all puffy and bloated because he was in the river. Ugh. Oh, it's him. My husband, Hugo. I knew it as soon as I saw the mole on his hand. I'd steeled myself to expect the worst, but to see him like this... I'm sorry for your loss, milady. 'Tis a sad end, for sure. Oh, there's a dog outside, and I'm just hearing this little thing, but, like, I think my neighbor has, like a French bulldog, and it's more of a... Not a traditional dog bark, so I'm just hearing this, like, little kind of, like, yapping sound, but... yeah. Yeah, I think that's my neighbor's dog. Sorry. But at least he'll have his wife to bear witness when he's laid to rest. There's many that fetch up on shore here who go into ground with far less. Yes, 'tis better that I see him one last time than to never know his fate at all. And so ends the tale of a corpse with no name. That's so sad. It's definitely the better end, because at least the wife gets some closure. I mean, ethically speaking, even though these are video game characters who have zero real-life feelings until the robot uprising, and then like my toaster oven holds me at gunpoint and shoots me because I didn't I wasn't nice to the lady in Octopath Traveler. Alright, so for the alternative method for a corpse with no name, we need to come down here to Farshore. Thank you, enemies, so much. I owe you so much. You surprised your foe. Yeah, no, this is a extra save file that's not gonna be the canon route, so there's no point in fighting things because I'm not gonna get anything out of it permanently, at least, because I'm just gonna overwrite this save file later. But anyway, here in Farshore there should be an unsavory man. I'm gonna just skip. I'm not gonna grab everything. It's this guy up here. Oh ho! Don't get any folk wandering around these parts. Things what fall in the river or fall in the water upriver fetch up on the banks here. I collect what I find and sell it on. Puts food in my belly and meat in my cup. Sure. We can go here and steal Hugo's journal from him because, well, as we might have remembered from the previous thing, the last other side quest is that the guy's name was Hugo from his wife.
I'll make this quick.
Bones, get away from me. Alright, let's go give this guy Hugo's journal. This poor soul washed up on the river with no one who knows who it is. Yada yada yada. Here you go. Have you brought something by which we can identify this poor soul? A diary? Hi, that could be enough. It says on the cover that his name was Hugo. Sadly, the water has smeared the ink within, making it impossible to read. But a name is all we need to lay him to rest and carve his tombstone. Then if his kin come searching, they'll know where he is. Being dead is bad enough. No one knowing about it is even worse, I'd say. Corpse with no name. Gravestone reads, "Here lieth Hugo." I wonder if you can lead his wife here. You know what? I'm actually kind of curious. I'm gonna do that. Oh no, flower-loving widow. Oh, okay. Well, apparently she becomes a widow, meaning she must know, right? Really? Like, does she know? Does she know? Can we? No, nothing. Okay. That's kind of sad. There's like, it says that she's a flower-loving widow now. So clearly that must mean that she knows? But like, she doesn't? There's no indication that she actually does know beyond her name changing? I don't know how I feel about that. Anyway, the last two of the side quests are in Saintsbridge. None of them are on the quests, I don't think. So we just have to find where the heck the next people are. There's Meryl, but I don't want to do Meryl's quest quite yet because, well, I like doing the characters last, like the continuing story people every time, or everyone last. I believe the last quest is in the Saintsbridge Cathedral, so we need to go all the way here. Quite a ways away, I know. Yep, it's right over here, and there's also a hidden item from someone. Some moons ago, a ruffian began extorting coin from pilgrims traveling to the great cathedral. Word has spread and fewer pilgrims dare make the journey. That scoundrel must be driven off. So begins the tale of a pilgrim's plight. We cannot steal the forbidden staff, but look at that. 285 elemental attack. That is mad good. But anyway, we can inquire. A gentle and well-mannered priest who is beloved by many, though he greets the common folk with a smile, he shows no mercy to sinners, and will not hesitate to take measures to ensure that they are brought to swift and furious justice. So we figured out where a hidden item is, so it's in the cathedral, so we might as well grab that before we go. We got an Inspiriting Plum, and the ruffian is actually that dude. Oh, I can't actually, like, warp to the beginning of Saintsbridge. I actually have to walk all the way. I thought I could be smart and just, like, fast travel to the entrance, but the ruffian is that dude that's outside the entrance to Saintsbridge, as you might have guessed, because we've run into him before. Alright, so right outside the East Saintsbridge Traverse is this guy. Retribution could come anytime, you know, up the trail and a bit from behind, for example. Can you tell me about yourself, sir? A man who once traveled the realm as a member of a theater troupe until a petty dispute forced all to go their separate ways and left him without a means to make a living. He now puts his talents to use as an extortionist. Oh, really? Extort this. Pay me well if I win, okay? Ha 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 ha. You ain't gonna win against Ulbrich. I gave him a new axe. He's also weak to swords. Oh, reduce my accuracy. Jerk. Quit perpetuating this stupid status. Wow. God, oh my god, are you for real? Are you, like, literally for real? Not a single one of those hit? stinking game ruining my life. It's fine. Single cross-strike did him in. Get like 0 experience from him, basically.
Enough!
Alright, I confess I was in the wrong and I won't deny it. I'd lost me job and hadn't copper to me name. It was out of despair I turned to crime. But thieving don't suit me. I'm going to get me honest work. Hang me if I don't. I trust this will not happen again. You're a priest? No, I swear on my mother's grave. It's honest work or none for me now. Well, the cathedral is in need of a caretaker, someone to sweep the floors and so on. That sounds grand, your holiness. I'm proper handy with a broom. Alright, nice, easy, sweet resolution. And the last quest is back in Saintsbridge, and finally, as you might guess, it is Meryl Lost and Found Part 2. Because, you know, there's a continuing story in all of these towns. Please help me! Oh, it's you again! I'm still traveling the realm in search of my mother. But this blackguard suddenly set upon me and won't let me go. Is that so? I already stole from you. A woman who embarked on a journey to find her birth mother, she has never left the safety of a small village before, which may explain why the path she travels has been laden with so much difficulty. Because she ain't got nothing to keep herself safe. Oi. Pox upon you, 'tis your doing that I'm a ruined man. If you care not for my words, then blame your own wicked house. Is that so? Our own wicked house, huh? Well, first let's disarm him, so that way he can't hurt us as much. A mercenary who once served a noble house, embroiled on their behalf in a conflict wherein he lost many comrades, he harbors a grudge against his former masters, so bitter that it threatens to consume him with hatred. I don't think it threatens to consume him with hatred, I think it does. Although I do have to wonder, is the Snipe Saber, that's not much better than what we have. But the Divine Blade is, I should give that to Therian. Well, actually no, I'm using him mostly as a spellcaster. I'll give that to Ulrich, because he's, like, strictly physical. Okay. Plus also this might help a little bit with the challenge, because we need to just beat him up. Oh, good old, actually, I'm looking at my notes, and I think that's actually, this is the last, of the challenge quests for this video. It's not weak to swords, unfortunate. Are you weak to lances, perchance? No. Axes? He's weak to axes. But he deals almost no damage. Alright, well... You know what, I'm sure just whacking him like 4 times will probably be enough, right? It'll be fine, just keep whacking him. Physical attack lowered, so he's gonna be dealing like, 9 damage. Okay, maybe that is a decent amount more than I predicted, but that was also a special skill, so you cannot fault me for that. Oh, he's also weak to bows. Convenient. He's gotta be dead soon. Like, there's no way he's gonna be this strong. Although, if I use True Strike, that might actually finish him off a lot faster. Wow, he's a lot of health! Way more health than I was anticipating. But I'm sure if I just whack him with like an axe twice more, he'll die. Observe. See? I'm so good at predicting these things.
The thrill of the fight. Oh.
Hang me, but I'm a wretch.
Oh.
Thank you again, friend. I only showed him my mother's letter and asked him to show me the way. Whereupon he flew into a sudden rage. The seal in that letter, 'tis the crest of House Gerster. Gerster? Could that be the house where I was born? What's that? You don't know where you come from? I was given away by my real mother when I was an infant. I'm on a journey to find her. God's mercy. House Gerster was once the most powerful clan in the lands along the river. But then the Gersters incited war, much blood was spilled, and they ended up destroyed. I came from a noble house too, and we were ruined along with them. Not a day has passed that I haven't cursed House Gerster. A sad tale, sir. The Gersters wronged you, and for that I apologize. You said you were separated from your parents when you were just a babe? Sir, I do not know if I was of that house. But if they were my flesh and blood, it is only right that I too bear some blame. I cannot pretend to be indifferent when I have come searching for them. Listen, House Gerster was ruined, but if you're looking for your mother, I've heard tell of a survivor who still lives in the secret somewhere upriver. Why, thank you. Then I shall continue my search. Along the river, whence the message came. Oh, not a very happy resolution, but, you know, we get some money and we got a resistant nut, so pretty good. I believe that's all of the quests in the Riverlands, so now we get to continue on to the Cliftlands, which we have one in Boulderfall that we have left to take care of. Down here, we can speak to this guy. Now, I've already spoken to him once by accident, so we're not going to get the little pop-up be like, you know, this is a new quest and all that, but we can inquire him, get nothing of interest. A dab hand at the fine art of thievery, this member of Marta's gang works with his brethren to rob the wealthy landowners and greedy nobles who have exploited the poor and destitute through more socially accepted means. Alright. Oi, want to join a thieves gang? Nah, I didn't think you would. The thing is, filching's too much like hard work for my liking, so I want to quit. But I've got to find a replacement before I do. That's one of the rules of Marta's gang. You'd be surprised how hard it is to find reliable outlaws these days. Alright, so there are two completion methods to this quest. The first one, I mean, I think they're both kind of alright. You know, I don't think one's particularly better than the other. And the first completion method, so I'm just gonna kind of just do the first one, because I don't really care, frankly. They're both kind of like alright. The first one, there should be I believe it might be this guy.
Truth is...
Faltering Youth, yep. This is just between you and me, but I think thieves are brilliant. I've got nimble fingers and a forgettable face. At least that's what my mates tell me. Short of it is, I have the making of a top thief. Do ya? Do you? Do you really? Although, probably shouldn't have disarmed him. Blessed with unremarkable features and a talent for standing still at length, this oft-ignored youth of Sunshade has entertained fantasies of becoming a master thief since he was a small child. Very interesting. Okay, you want to come with us? We might have a job for you. Oh, actually, while we're right here, I never got this stupid chest all the way up here. Just the grape. Just the grape. Anyway, back to Boulderfall. Alright, sir, I found a replacement for you. Are you from Marta's gang?
Yeah?
Aye, and what's it to you, lad? I want more than anything to be a thief. Can I join your gang, please? Ho ho, hang me if this ain't a fine happenstance. Ho ho, truth be told, I've been looking to leave the thieving life behind me. If you really think you're up to the task, go ahead and take my place. Truly? Just like that? I'm going to return to my village and take up locksmithing. Locksmithing, eh? Who better to make locks than a man who's picked 100? I'll build a perfect lock, the likes of which no one can break, and get rich doing it. Haha, that's a fine plan, mate. Tell you what. I'll learn the art of picking, and be the first thief to pick your unpickable lock. Oh, sounds like a fine game indeed. Well, lad, I hope the thieving life treats you well. Alright, so we get money and Blazon of protection. So, it's an alright, ending. Although I don't know where the veteran brigand goes. I don't know what town he goes to, but you know, yeah, it would be funny if he went to like Sunland, they just trade places or something. But you know, whatever. The alternative method to the Brigand one, the Bandits code, is to come here to Victor's Hollow. Talk to this orphanage matron. Have you been to the orphanage? It's my pride and joy. We don't have much, but we get by somehow. You might not believe it, but some kind soul's been leaving us donations. It's as if the gods themselves are looking out for us. And if we talk to her a little bit more, the woman who now runs the orphanage was herself given into its care some 12 years past by parents whose faces she can no longer recall. When she came of age, she decided to remain and repay the kindness she received, knowing all too well how much it was needed. And we learn of Marta's gang. Marta's gang, that's no information for us. Anyway, back to the Cliftlands. Down here, back in Boulder Fall, with the knowledge of Marta's gang, we can tell the veteran brigand what we know of Marta's gang, and how apparently it's somehow related to the orphanage. So how about it? You want to take my place in the gang? Huh? What's that you say? Marta's gang gives money to the orphanage. Hang me, the boss never breathed a word of it. So you mean the coin I've been stealing has gone to helping orphans? Now that shines a different light on things. Mayhap thievery is a noble game after all. I tell you what, friend, I think I'll stick to being a robber for now. Thanks be to ya, I'm a happier man to have met ya. Alright, so I think the first route is a little bit better because this guy is happier now, because, well, I mean, the first route's happier because the guy gets to leave the gang, and then the new guy gets to come in, but at the same time, the orphans still get taken care of. It's just he doesn't know, which I think is probably a little bit better, because, you know, if you want to stop being a thief, you should get to stop being a thief, you know? I think that's a fair deal. Anyway. Alright, so here in Quarry Crest, the first quest that we need to take care of is right here, right at the entrance. Very easy. We don't want to steal it quite yet. My family's been weaving carpet and cloth here for generations. There was a time when every house for leagues around was carpeted with Gendi's finest fabrics. But these days, well, no one in this town sees much cause to visit our humble shop. Time marches on and doesn't care who it stomps past. So begins the tale of the Weaver's Predicament. There are two completion methods for this quest. The first one, similar to the Veteran Brigand one, both of these are kind of like just the same thing, basically. I don't think either one is particularly better than the other, so we're just gonna go with the first option. Here in Noble Court, there should be a Fashionable Traveler, which I believe he's up here. Fashionable Traveler, this is the guy. What ho, do you like the cut of my pantaloons? I bet you do. They're my own design, fashioned of silk from Gendi's finest fabrics in Quarry Crest. They're both comfortable and durable. Why, they'll survive a trampling by a Shire horse, and I should know. I've been trampled by a Shire horse. They hate me so much. Anyway, we can inquire about this guy. This traveler with an unquenchable thirst for adventure manages to survive by fashioning makeshift tools when in imminent danger. Though his luck will surely run out one day, he cannot help but continue to tempt fate. So we get information on a use for textiles, which, contrary to the name, are not books, they are fabrics, which is very weird to me. If we return to Gendi, my family's been weaving carpets and cloth here for generations. Yada yada yada, yes. Here, I know how to use the textiles. What's that you say? People are turning my prized fabric into pantaloons? Well, I suppose it is not so far-fetched a scheme. The cloth is strong with a pattern that pleases the eye. Why did I not think of this before? By the grace of the gods, yes, it shall be the salvation of Gendi's finest fabrics. Pantaloons, vests, tunics, bonnets, and capes will offer a full line for discerning gentlemen and ladyfolk. Now then, to work, there's too much to be done. We've completed our first set of fine clothing. I'm in your debt, kind traveler. You gave me the inspiration I needed. Good health to you and good cheer. And we get a Weaver's Charm, which... Usually those, like, the charms that you get from the NPCs are usually, like... Either it's like a stat... Well, actually, they're all stat boosts, but I feel like most of them are, yeah, these are, like, elemental reduction. Alright, so the alternative method to the Gendy quest is that we need to steal from Gendy, we need to get his foot cloth, and then we need to head all the way up to Still Snow. I was wrong, we need to go to Flamesgrace. Here in Flamesgrace, well, as you can tell, it's a very cold place, so understandably, they might be appreciative of fabrics.
Greetings.
That's a Knight Ardent. Maybe it's you? Okay, wait, no, it's you. Is it you? Hold on. Hold on. There's someone here that we need to talk to.
I hate this.
There we go, shivering townsperson. God's teeth, but it is cold. I don't like the cold, not one bit. Especially my poor feet. Oh, they get it the worst. Chilled to the bone they are. I buy rugs when I have spare coin, but they wear through so quickly. Why can't they be made of stronger cloth? Well, I mean, Gendy's foot cloth is pretty strong, right? Well, now that's a fine piece of fabric. Could I take a closer look? Yes, this is just the thing to cover my cold floors. It's strong and warm and undeniably beautiful. It's simply perfect. Tell me, friend, where did you find this wonderful fabric? The mining town of Quarrycrest? Splendid, splendid. I shall tell all my friends too. We'll be having a warmer winter this year, I warrant. Okay, looking at this one, I think probably this would have been the better ending, but frankly, you know, it's 50-50. Just move. Just don't move in the frost. Don't live in the frostlands. 4-head, 5-head, idiot, 6-head, 7-head, dodecahedron head. We head up here. There's this guy over here. Ah, God's teeth. I'm trying to dig through this rock, but once again, it's got the better of my pick. If I could sharpen the wretched thing, it'd be a different story, but how do I do that? And so begins the tale of a Miner Dilemme. Steal a hand axe and an iron helm, which are garbage weapons. Although, do you have any good info? Maybe a hidden item? Young man who works in the Quarrycrest mines. Though born on a farm, he left his family behind to seek his fortune in gold. Alas, an experience with the tools of the trade has led him to break more than a few pickaxes. Alright, so this one has a very easy completion method. Except for the fact that we literally have to go across the continent. You know, no big deal, just kind of like walking across the entire world. No big deal. We have more travel banter. Oh, okay, this is just leftover from Ophelia's chapter 3, apparently. Oh, Liana, why? She must have had her reasons. Huh? You are thinking about the young girl who stole the Ember, are you not? Do you truly think her capable of committing such an act on her own? No, I don't. All she's ever wanted was to make the Archbishop, her father, proud of her. Yet she stole the Ember. Mayhap something drove her to it. Yes. First, we should track her down and put the question to her. Then perchance we will find out why and wherefore. What made Liana do what she did? Was her hand forced? Answer those questions and you may be able to help her. I will do whatever you need to assist you. Thank you, Sir Ulbrich. I may well call upon you. Oh, isn't that nice? Ulbrich is dad. Or dad adjacent. Whatever. Here in the Goldshore Manor District, there is this guy over here. Stonemonger. I am a trader of stone and rock. Can I be of service to you? This here whetstone is the best I carry. May I have it? Although, granted, that wasn't a question. This man molded the finest metals into exquisite weapons coveted by all until one day he had an epiphany that every piece was akin to a living, breathing being and that such creations were deserving of constant care. Thereafter, he devoted himself instead to the preservation of these works of arts. Alright, very cool. Now let's go give this whetstone to the dude. Alright, my friend, I got your thing. Ah, God, I don't care. Take the whetstone. Huh? Is that a whetstone? And you brought it from me? Well, I thank you for your kindness, but no whetstone can sharpen this pick. Look, I'll show you. I grind and I grind and I grind and then... Huh? Cods and pea pods! This is no ordinary whetstone, it's actually sharpening this stubborn pick! Look at that shiny edge! Sharp as a dagger, that is, if I hadn't seen it with my own eyes. I won't be stopped by this mere rock no more, let me tell ya. Not with this whetstone in my pocket.
Thank you.
Thank you, kind traveler, and thanks be to ya. Very simple solution, only the one pathway. Alright, and then the final quest we'll be taking care of is Kaia. So, it's going to be a much shorter episode than normal. Like the last quest video was about 2 hours in total recording time. And as of right now, finishing the main things is like 36 minutes versus like all of the, minus all of the secondary routes. Anyway, Kaia. Why, you're that person who found my dragon egg. It's me, Kaia, remember? There's an old man in this town who knows all there is to know about dragon eggs. I wish I knew where he's at. I'm awfully anxious to talk to him. Alright, so begins the tale of Kaia, Mother of Dragons. As you might guess, this is a fairly simple, just guide quest. And we don't even need to leave the town. It's honestly quite amazing, because it's like, he's literally just right up here. We spoke to him when we first came to Quarry Crest, I think. I've hatched all manner of eggs, from spiders to griffins. As a lad, whenever I saw an egg, I couldn't help but wonder what kind of creature'd come out of it, and when. So I set myself to the task of finding out. Years later, I'm a right expert, such as it were, har har. Although most folk call me the Eggman, which is an opportunity missed, if you ask me. I'm still waiting for the day where I can put my expertise to use for someone. I swear, they made this character just make a bunch of egg puns. Anyway, do you have any good info? Claiming he hasn't met an egg he couldn't hatch, this man is knowledgeable on everything egg-related, and many come from far and wide seeking his expertise. Rumor has it he prefers his eggs boiled. Although, we need to know, is it hard-boiled or soft-boiled? That is the real question. Alright. Did he just say that it was a prayer for hatching eggs? Really? They really did just shove as many egg puns or something that they could into this guy. Like, just eggs. That's his personality. Egg. Kaia, I found the Eggman.
Hello there.
I've come to this town because I heard there's a gentleman here who knows everything about eggs. That wouldn't be you by any chance. Aye, the Eggman, most folk call me. So what do you want to see me about? I have a dragon egg, and I want to hatch it. Oh, I'm too old to be taken in by extravagant claims like that, lassie. Swounds! Now look who's got yolk on his face, that is a dragon egg! Could you keep your voice down, sir? We don't know who could be listening. Excuse me, lassie. Seeing a rare specimen like that, I just couldn't help myself. I've only seen fragments afore, but that size and color, it can't be nothing else. Simply extraordinary. Where in the god's good name did you find it, lassie? Well, in short... A dragon come to you in a dream, an exhilarating tale to be sure. It's no easy task hatching a dragon. I've only heard of one way to do it. Tell it to me, sir. Legend has it that a dragon's egg has to be warmed by the heat of a volcano. Of course, it's just a tale, and I've never tried it myself. But some eagles nest on the slopes of volcanoes so that the heat... Oh, well, I completely butchered that sentence. but some eagles nest on the slopes of volcanoes so that the heat will warm their eggs. Getting so close to a volcano sounds dangerous. Aye, but if you travel to Orwell, you might find a blazestone that is infused with volcanic heat. Mayhap the blazestone will serve just as well. A blazestone from Orwell? Thank you, sir. I'll head to Orwell straight away and find one. Good old Kaia. Get some money and some eggs. One thing I do have to note that I find a little bit strange with these extra characters is that, like, some of them are, like, have unique, models, sprites. Like, Kaia's, like, unique, I think. I don't think I've seen any NPCs that look like her, Meryl too, but, like, people like Ashlyn or Tharatio use, like, a generic model, if I recall correctly, which I find very strange. Also, I feel like these are the only 2 children that look like this in the entire game. But yeah, that's actually going to be it for this episode. That was all of the quests that we need to take care of right now. So, without further ado, I will see you guys in the next episode, where we continue on to the Woodlands and the Frostlands. So, if you like this content, leave a like, maybe consider subscribing, or leave a comment, whatever feels good for you. You thought I was gonna forget that. I didn't. And with that, I will see you guys in the next episode. See you guys then.